Hey, it's Les from the TV Dudes. This week, I'm thrilled to chat with actress, singer, and dancer Jenni Barber. We're talking today about her new concert reading of a new musical, Fountain of You, with book and lyrics by Tasha Gordon Salmon and music by Fei Chow. The concert reading will be at the Green Room 42, Monday, September 26th at 7 p.m. Live stream tickets are also available, and we'll have the link in the description. Jenni's appeared on Broadway in All My Sons, Sunday in the Park with George, Annie, the Nance, The Performers, and many others. She played Glinda in Wicked, and other theatrical credits include As You Like It and The Tempest for the Bridge Project, which was directed by Sam Mendes. Her television credits include Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, Master of None, and many others. And we have a great chat about her love for music, the path of her career, what she's looking forward to at her Monday night concert reading, and much more. It's a fun interview, and I hope you enjoy.
Hi.
Thanks so much for making time today. I really appreciate it.
Sure, yeah.
I know you were on the 2009 reboot of The Electric Company, but I'm an old and grew up with Electric Company, and
yeah.
and so it's even when they redid it, and I was obviously way out of the target age for it. It was still just warmed my heart. Like, oh yeah, you kids don't know Electric Company, bringing it back.
Yeah, bringing it back. Yeah.
So, just in terms of your path to musical theater to a real career in it, can you talk a little bit about going from taking voice lessons as a kid and knowing that you enjoy singing, and singing's one of those things that frequently just feels good, can break a bad mood. What was it like to push that past, I enjoy singing, and into, I am going to take this seriously? There are real things that you need to do to move professionally into a creative career that are often not as fun as just singing. What was it like to push through that and get your career going?
Oh, I'm from a pretty small town in Ohio, and, I fortunately had very artistic parents. So there was always tons of music. There was always tons of storytelling, and I danced actually a lot. That was sort of, in many ways, my in, even more than singing. So I don't know, I was really surrounded by theater and music and storytelling. And you mentioned, Sesame Workshop and the Electric Company. I grew up on Sesame Workshop and the Muppets. And so I guess for me, I always knew I wanted to be a part of storytelling and a part of performance because I really enjoyed it. And so I think actually my parents were really, really supportive of getting me into dance classes and putting me in choir. And I had to learn a couple of musical instruments as sort of a structure and sort of discipline. So I always had the discipline of creative work. And then I developed such a love for it. And so, I don't know, I guess I found a little path. I realized, okay, so if I do this, and I can be this community theater show, or if I can be in this concert, then I'll meet other people who are interested. And then those people were like, oh, you can go to college for this. I was like, you can? So I went to school for it. And then the people at school were like, oh, and you can go to New York and have a career and do this. I was like, are you kidding me? Is this for real? And so it just sort of, I think my delight and my joy in it, and the encouragement of my family to sort of just pursue your dreams in that way was sort of led me down to that path. I mean, I always feel like if you're not having fun in your career, then maybe you should stop doing it. And so I really have enjoyed it. And it's hard. Like, sometimes you make no money doing it, but it is, it's been very rewarding in all the other ways.
When it comes to, that makes total sense that you enjoy dance. There's so much movement and physicality that comes into combining these two things. I think musical theater is kind of the sweet spot between singing and dancing. Yeah. It's the all singing, all dancing, right? when it came to taking, you've had some really great roles, from the Nance or Paint Your Wagon or doing Cactus Fly. You've had some really great roles. When it came to getting bigger and bigger parts, do you remember having a first time where you really worried, like, I'm not sure that I can find this, and then you did?
I was fortunate to be able to play very young because I look pretty young. So the first job my first real professional job, the very first professional job was Law and Order SVU, where I played a 16-year-old. And that was great. I got cast because I think I looked very, very young. And then the next job I was able to book was the 25th Annual Putnam County Spelling Bee, where I played a 12-year-old. And that was just amazing and like such a huge thing. And that's not really the way the trajectory of most, careers in theater or in the arts kind of go. You sort of hit your first job as like this big Broadway show. There was a period of time after that I didn't book another Broadway show for about 6 or 7 years. I did some other things. I did the Electric Company. I did some more sort of off-Broadway, and I did some regional theater. And there was definitely a moment, I think probably right before I booked the Performers on Broadway, where I was not quite sure if I was going to be able to keep doing this. I was dropped by a manager because I wasn't making enough money. And I was doing interesting creative work, but I wasn't making enough to support, really, to make a living. But I said, like, my parents were total artists, and they were like, oh, you're fine. You can figure it out. So I was, that was a rough time. But it actually gave me a lot of courage to really say, okay, well, if I want to make this work, then I got to do it on my own terms, and I have to figure out and seek out the projects that I resonate with. And actually, once I made that decision, it was wild because the Performers actually only lasted for about 2 weeks. We closed very quickly on Broadway. But after that, I had an amazing succession of, I think, 4 Broadway shows that year. And I really think that if I hadn't had those 6 years of not doing, that the top of my industry kind of shows, I wouldn't have learned to really appreciate and treasure and feel the encouragement and the joy of just going for it, because you can't do it now. Like, when you're going to do it.
Yeah. Yeah. And I've had musician friends who, eventually had to dispel themselves of the notion that you needed to be an alcoholic, or that you needed to suffer, or that you needed something to do art.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I do think it's true that the whole path adds up. I wouldn't tell anybody that you have to seek out living in your car and being in LA for years to get your acting career off the ground necessarily. But if you've lived through that, it's there, and it's there to pull from.
Yeah.
When it comes to, I don't think I'd ever seen the phrase concert reading, and this speaks more to my ignorance. But I just love, like Fountain of Youth, which you're going to get to do very soon.
Yes.
Is essentially when I get to see a table read of an episode that didn't get done on television or something like that. Is that am I getting it right? Is that essentially what y'all are doing? Is a small, get the idea of it, performance of Fountain of Youth?
I would say it's more actually like we are performing the whole show. You're going to hear musically almost the entire show, and the script as well. It's a lot of music. But you just don't see the spectacle of like a set and costume.
Got it.
But it's kind of mostly fully realized, but with microphones. So I don't know if you've ever seen a concert staging of a musical. It's sort of like that, but on a smaller scale because it's in a cabaret space.
Well, that's So I one of the things over a pandemic that and I'm sure we all made lists of like, oh my God, what am I really missing? What am I doing as soon as things break back open? Going to see live music and going to see live performances, for me and for a lot of people I know, was the thing of like, please, I just want to go see my favorite band again, or a theater play again. And getting to see stuff in small venues again has been just an absolute joy the last few months. I've gotten to go to a couple of shows that are kind of in a cabaret style space. So when it came to putting this together, you and Jason and Maya, can you talk a little bit about how this concert reading came together?
Yeah, so the show was conceived and written by Faye Chow and Tasha Gordon Solomon. And, they Tasha writes the lyrics in the book and Faye writes the music, and they both conceptualize the whole piece. We did a reading, like a workshop reading of the show in 2019, I think in like October, November, so like right before the pandemic. And there was, hope for like a production of it in the spring, but as we know, a lot of things didn't happen for a couple of years. And actually, Jason and I both did that particular reading. Maya is new to the group, but they did a production in Virginia, actually, that I wasn't able to be a part of. But Maya came in during that process. So they really, Tasha and Faye really feel like what's exciting about this being this first kind of mini premiere, I guess, in New York. And so that now New York can finally see what they've been working on for a longer period of time that they thought they'd be working on the show for. We've done some readings of it online, which is really bizarre and weird when you're, halfway across the country from somebody and you're singing with them and you're like the reading is on camera. So I'm so excited to be back in the space with them. I haven't seen them since that reading. That's now 2.5 years ago. So I cannot wait to be in the space with these brilliant performers, and we're going to do some work on it, and then we get to actually perform it. So it's going to feel fresh. It's going to feel really vibrant, and it's a hilarious show. I mean, it's satirical and funny and irreverent and a little dark. So it's all the things that I love about theater, and we get to do it with people that I really enjoy. So that's sort of how it's coming together, I guess.
I find on creative works that, oftentimes hot takes are hilarious, but frequently things just kind of need to marinate a little while sometimes. In terms of the whole path kind of adding up, do you feel like that extra time, inadvertent or not, with the material kind of helped deepen your connection to it or change your take?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, musicals in particular need time to marinate. They really do. Because it's so many elements coming together. It's sort of like a recipe, right? If you have a stew, and a stew is always better like the next day or like even 2 days later or 3 days later, you need time to sit with the work because it has to all come together. The music, the lyrics, the jokes, even sometimes the chemistry of the people involved. You're always trying to find the right balance. And it's rare if something just hits right away. Some musicals take many years to sort of work through. So I think sometimes it's a gift to have that extra time. And I definitely think that the show, from when we first worked on it to now, I think the work that Tasha and Faye have done with now this new director, Chloe Treat, is really terrific. And I'm excited to see how much further we're even going to come with this particular concert reading and see, what leaps we will make from that.
Well, I think that's going to be a really fun and special performance. So that's coming up, so folks know, Monday, September 26th, yes. 7 p.m. Yes. Like you said, directed by Chloe Treat, music direction by Jesse Kissel. Yes. And Fountain of Youth. It should be really fun. I think that's going to be a really special thing. I'm going to have the link for tickets in the description. It's at Green Room 42.
Oh, great. And I believe there's also a link to stream it. So if you're not in New York City, you can still see it.
I am not, so that's wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's always the thing that gets me on a lot of these interviews. I'll get to talk to folks and like, oh, that show sounds fantastic. No, I'm nowhere near that. And so every once in a while there'll be, either a one-person show streamed or something that's designed for Zoom over the pandemic that I've gotten to see. It's been really fun.
Yeah. It's exciting. The accessibility right now is really, it's really exciting and very inspiring, I think. I
am sorry for the way that we all had to learn to use it, but I'm really hoping that a lot of it doesn't go away because it really has been wonderful. I have a lot of friend groups that. Sure, we're glad to all see each other sometimes again, but my book club and such wouldn't still be going the same, if not and whatnot.
I agree.
Thank you so much for taking time today to talk to me about learning to love music and doing Fountain of You and just everything. Really appreciate it.
Absolutely. No problem. Thanks for, reaching out. And it's a great show. It's Tasha and Faye are really exceptional performers. And I say it's nice and rare when an entire creative team is female. So it's a special project. And I'm really hoping that people come out for it and, stream it even from their home.
Well, me too. I'm going to try to give it a watch as well, and I can't wait to see it.
Awesome.
Thanks so much.
Awesome.
Have a great rest of your day.
Thanks so much. Bye.
TV Dudes is an independently run podcast out of Austin, Texas. We are exclusively listener supported. If you'd like to help us out, go to patreon.com/tvdudes.
You can also find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at TV Dudes. All the music for our show is done by our friend and original TV Dude, Gregory J. Amani Smith.
To find out more about us, go to thetvdudes.com. I'm Randy Lander.
I'm Les Weiler.
And I'm Kyle Scott.
Thanks for listening.